Hey everybody, how you doing today? Johnny Guns Investigates coming to you guys Thursday, December 7th. Closer and closer to the holidays, guys. I hope you're ready. So guys, right now, get a cup of coffee, sit down, relax, put your feet up, and let's get involved in this story. It's going to be a little bit of a relapse on the story we did the other day on Jeremy Best. So guys, get a cup of coffee, get a drink, relax. Let's have a cup of coffee together. And let's talk about this story. And thank you guys for listening, hitting the like, subscribing. I appreciate it very much. So guys, let's do it again. Hit the like, subscribe. Let's chat about this story because this is a weird one. We got to figure out what's going on and why this guy was released. But let me go ahead and recap on the Jeremy Best. A week ago today, a gentleman, 48 years old, father, husband, his wife, Kaylee Jean Randall, his son, 10 months old, Zeke. So here on a Thursday afternoon, everybody's chilling out, relaxing, getting ready for the holidays. And then here we have a Jeremy running through town naked. Yeah, running through the town naked, guys. Goes to the nearest convenience store, okay, which was the Swan Valley local convenience store, because this is a very small town, guys. A small town, I think of like 2,500. So he's in there stealing cigarettes to have a smoke, butt ass naked. Cops are called. They come to the scene, and there is Jeremy, naked, smoking a cigarette outside the convenience store. So they arrest him and take him to the hospital. And then he was at the hospital for about 3 hours and then released. And this is what we need to talk about, guys. Why in the hell was Jeremy Best released after 3 hours? Because we know what happened once he was released from the hospital. They didn't keep him. Oh, you're okay, Jeremy. Go ahead, we'll let you out. They let him out, runs right to his wife's house, and shoots her 3 times as she's holding her son, Zeke, and his son, 10 months old. So she's laying there, dead, in the living room. So now we have Jeremy, who's definitely in a mental illness state, whacked out state, buddy, running down the street naked, steals cigarettes. Local sheriff comes, don't arrest him, takes him to the hospital, leaves him there. They release him. The cops don't pick him back up and take him to jail. They just let him go. Kills his wife, takes his 10-month-old Zeke. Now we're on a manhunt, Amber Alert, kidnapping, double homicide because his wife was 10 weeks pregnant. Yep, 10 weeks pregnant, guys. Believe it? So he shoots his wife, unborn baby, kidnaps little Zeke, on the run now, all day, all night, next day, gone the whole day and night, no sign, no hear, no word, or nothing. Saturday comes on, this is last week, Saturday, 10 o'clock, about in the morning sometime, hunters are out hunting, see somebody laying on the side of the road in a sleeping bag. And there it is, Jeremy Best. Manhunt, Amber Alert, double murder, right there on the side of the street laying. Where's little Zeke? Down the ravine in the woods, in his black Tahoe, they found little Zeke deceased. We don't know how yet. We will find out. We don't know if he froze to death or what happened there, but we will find out. And this is all going back because today, now a week from all this, today is a hearing where he's going to be in court on a Zoom to determine whether he has to go get mental health issues help to determine if he's able to even go to trial. That should have been taken care of before they released him out of the hospital the day that he was running around town naked, guys. Don't you agree? Let's talk about this. Johnny Guns Investigates. Hit the like, subscribe. Let's talk and chat about this. This guy went nuts. Okay, because In this small town of Idaho, we have Jeremy, Kaylee Jean, and Zeke, and then the wife was pregnant. All their neighbors in that area that know him. Remember, it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. A neighbor right across from his house, Jamie Say is her name. She said that he's one of the best neighbors you can ever have. Fixes their car, changes the oil, clears the snow paths for them, helps the kids get to the path through the trails, and just a good guy to have around, a handyman helping everybody. Never seen anything that would determine him having any kind of a mental illness, they say. But now the neighbors think he's an animal. He killed his whole family. He is an animal. But the thing is, we understand it's Jeremy's fault for all these murders. But guys, who else is in fault here? Why didn't the local sheriffs lock this guy up overnight? Keep him. Why didn't the hospital keep him for a 3-day evaluation and determine what's going on with this guy? Why was he running down the street naked? So now we have all this happening. We have the murders, and we had a kidnapping that led to his little son, Zeke, also deceased. And the hospital says that, this is what we have to watch. We're going to watch a news clip. So the hospital is saying that if you voluntarily admit yourself, that by law, they're not allowed to hold you. So now, how is it voluntarily when you're called to a scene, when you're there butt ass naked, no clothes on, indecent exposure? I mean, there's so many different crimes he committed that day. Going into the convenience store, stealing cigarettes behind the counter, and just indecent exposure. But that's not enough to be arrested or to be put under any type of evaluation. The hospital, which they have a spokesperson, Colleen Neiman, for the hospital that Jeremy Best was taken to. She's stating that he had volunteered himself to be taken there. So they weren't able to keep him. But that's all bullcrap, man, because the cops were called to a scene where you're naked, stealing cigarettes. That's not voluntarily nothing. You should have been arrested and then automatically put to be evaluated. Once they were done in the hospital, the sheriff come back, put you in handcuffs, and take you to the local jail. That shit didn't happen. They released this guy that same day, 3 hours later, and all this happened. So this spokesperson, Colleen, is just covering herself up for, I believe, we all have our own opinions, okay? This is Johnny Guns Investigates opinion. They screwed up. And now they're trying to protect their ass because they let a guy with mental illness out on the street and caused a triple murder. Let's talk, guys. Hit it up. Let's chat about this. This is something. So Sergeant Brian Lovell is also spoke, and he's saying that the guy showed no signs of mental illness, was coherent, but he's naked. He should have been arrested. He never should have been released that day, whether they took him to the hospital or not. He should have been thrown in jail at least overnight. And then if taken to the hospital, how did he volunteer himself? He wasn't at home in the living room saying, hey, I don't know, I think I'm feeling some mental illness, I need to come in. No, he already showed himself committing some crimes, running down the town naked. So I don't understand it, but we do have a news clipping today because he was in a hearing today to determine whether or not, before they go on with the trial, they have to do a mental evaluation on this guy. So that's what's coming on today. We're going to the local news on this story because it's a small town. Who else better to go to but the local news to where it's coming from? Okay, so guys, let's talk about it. Hit the like, subscribe. Johnny Guns Investigates, Thursday, December 7th. So let's go ahead, guys. Like I said, get your cup of coffee. I got mine right here, my little Santa cup. And let's watch this video together, and then we'll chat a little bit about it.
Idaho man accused of killing his pregnant wife and child appeared in court this morning. Best appeared in a court hearing just moments ago through a closed circuit stream from Bonneville County Jail. Best appeared to be agitated during the hearing. Best is accused of 2 counts of first-degree murder filed by Teton County prosecutors. 1 count is first-degree murder for allegedly shooting his wife, Callie Randall Best. In court documents, it states that Best may have shot her 3 times. The other count is for the murder of Callie's unborn child as she was 28 weeks pregnant. He is also charged with the illegal use of a firearm while committing a crime. The judge is ordering Best to get a mental evaluation before his next hearing.
Your Honor, me and Mr. Malik have met with Mr. Best. We believe that it's necessary for, under Idaho Code 18211, that a competency review be ordered by this court. So we would ask that an order from this court be sent to the Department of Health and Welfare to conduct a mental competency review.
A preliminary hearing is now scheduled for December 18th following the results of that test. Best is being held in the Bonneville County Jail without bond. Now here's a timeline of the events that led to this morning's hearing. On Thursday, Bonneville County Sheriff's deputies were called to the Swan Valley General Store where they encountered Best walking through the store naked. He was taken to Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center in Idaho Falls for medical and mental health concerns, but after the evaluation, he was released from the hospital. But before midnight that same day, the Teton County Sheriff's Office received an open line 911 call from Best's home on Skyline Loop in Victor. When deputies arrived at the home, they found his wife, 38-year-old Callie Jean Randall, dead. Best had left the residence with the couple's 10-month-old son, Zeke. An Amber Alert was then sent out Friday morning, and then around 9:15 Saturday morning, a group of hunters discovered Best near the Dan Creek Road east of Idaho Falls, and the infant, Zeke Best, was discovered dead near the area where Best was found. You can find more on the story on localnews8.com.
Okay, guys, there you go. It's a sad story, unbelievable story, to be honest with you. Oh, hold on 1 second. Here we go. So here we go in a small town again. It's always these small towns. Jared, and you guys see him in the court? You see how he's acting? You see how he looks? Just imagine when the sheriff arrived on the scene last Thursday, a week ago today, running through the town butt-ass naked, nothing on, not even socks, nothing. Just flopping his jingle balls in the wind, running down the street to the local convenience store to steal cigarettes. But the sheriff didn't see anything wrong with him. Didn't say, hey, this guy should not be out in the public, shouldn't be released or around anybody in public right now. We need to figure out what's going on in this guy's mind. What happened? They take him to the hospital. He's released 3 hours later. Would they release him in the hospital robe? Guys, who dropped the ball on this? So here we have a guy that everybody says he's normal. He's never had any criminal arrests except for when he was 18 years old for some kind of criminal mischief thing. That was 18 years old he was. He's 48 now. Never had any problems with the law. All the neighbors in the community there where they live all say that he was a great stand-up guy. What caused him to flip out? That's what we got to determine, and that's what we will. But he has to go through a mental evaluation. Now they're deciding all this when that should have been decided the day that they took him in for running down to town naked. My opinion, someone dropped the gun on this one pretty hard, guys. I don't know who, but we got to figure this one out. So guys, I want you to hit me up. Let's chat about this. Johnny Guns Investigates. Hit the like, subscribe, and let's talk about it, because, you know, Sergeant Brian Lovell, who talked about this on the arrest, talking about Jeremy, he was sitting there saying that there was no signs of any type of a mental illness. He just wasn't really realizing where he was. Okay, well, why? Was he under the influence of drugs, alcohol? That's your job as a sheriff to determine what's going on. He's naked in a convenience store at the Sun Valley convenience store. It's a huge gas station right there. I mean, not huge, but it's big enough for that town. They have gas pumps, people going in and out. There's people outside witnessing all this going on. This guy could be running around and little children seeing him naked. That's indecent exposure. I mean, if you get caught going to the bathroom on the side of the road, you're going to jail. This guy's running through town naked, steals cigarettes, and gets released the same day. And now we have a triple murder. Who dropped the ball on this one, guys? So now the neighbor, Jamie, lived right across the street from him over there off of Skyline Loop Lane over in Idaho. She said that he was a great guy. You know, like anytime that she needed help and work on her car, he was right there helping her out, changed her oil, would actually clear a path for the kids to make it to the park if the snow was too high. He would do anything he could to help out and be a good neighbor. So guys, you got to remember, mental illness is a big thing today, a big thing, but we can't ever put it aside to think that someone's not going to hurt somebody. Your reactions show everything. So the reactions a week ago Thursday, when Best is running through the town naked, that should have triggered the community cop, the sheriff right there, that something's not right with this guy. Let's put him in jail overnight. Like public intoxication, they'll let you sleep it off in jail. This guy should have been able to go ahead to go to jail overnight. Next morning, see what's happening with him. Watch him that whole night in jail. See if he's acting like the same way he did in court today. You can tell there's something not right. So I don't know, guys, but I don't think that the hospital should have released him so soon. I think they should have kept him for at least a 3-day evaluation to make sure this guy's okay. Because now so many people suffered from this. Little Zeke was 10-month-old little boy, the unborn child, his wife, the family, his sister, as you saw, she talked last week on my show, devastated. All because somebody just might have needed a little bit of help and put on some medication and some treatment. Instead, everybody had to go ahead and suffer down the line on this one in a small town of Idaho. So guys, I hope you got your cup of coffee and enjoyed it, or whatever you like to drink. Right now, I needed the cup of coffee to get me going. And I hope you enjoyed that little clip. We'll keep following this case. Just went to court today for the hearing just to determine they cannot go on and have a trial to see if he's even competent enough to stand trial. Because the way that he looked today, it didn't look like he was able to stand trial to me. He didn't know what was going on. He even asked them, "What did I do? What am I being charged for?" This guy's mind is not there. And I don't want to say that I feel sorry for him, okay? Because now I think he's an animal because he killed his whole family. But we have to go back and remember, guys, he should have been held. So let me know what you guys think. You think the hospital made a good choice? You think the sheriff made a good choice? Is it me overreacting? Hey, let me know. Because I do feel they should have held him for at least 3 days. Or if not, if the doctors and everybody in the hospital says, hey, we're not allowed to hold him, then that sheriff should have been there to pick him up and lock him up for an overnight evaluation themselves, public intoxicate, whatever. Sleep it off. Let's see how he was the next morning. But they didn't do that. Triple homicide. Kidnapping, Amber Alert. All-out manhunt for this guy. Should have been held. Guys, I hope you're enjoying your December 7th, Thursday. A little cool outside. We went down to 45 degrees last night. It's chilly. Fireplace is running. A little bit of a warm jacket on today. So guys, make sure you hit me up. Hit the like, subscribe, and let's chat. Johnny Guns Investigates. Bringing you back this week ago. Best investigation here on the triple homicide, killing his family. Another family gone. from an insane family member, the father. Sorry, guys, to bring you this story, but this is coming up. Big news. I'll bring it to you guys again, whatever comes up with this one here. We're going to go into another one. We have the Gilgo Beach. I'm going to come back on that story here coming next. We have the Long Island serial killer. I want to bring you some new information coming up on that as well, on his wife, and just a lot of things coming. So guys, if you like me, like the stories, like to hear my show, subscribe, hit the like, and let's chat. And guys, there's one thing you have to remember out there. Be safe out there. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Have a beautiful weekend.